Hello, my friends. Welcome to No Network with Katya. And now I'll guide you through my experience in Northeast India. Oh, I spent more than 3 months here, and it was just amazing. Today is one of my last days in Assam, and I'm already missing it. I'm going to miss it so much. I went to four different states: Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, and Arunachal Pradesh. I did want to visit also the others, but I didn't have the chance right now. But I'll come back. I promise. Northeast India is very remote area and not that very much visited by tourists. In my whole journey, I just met three other foreigners for one festival in Nagaland, and I did meet Indian tourists, but much less in comparison to mainland India. It's still very remote, very far away, but people live here. It's very beautiful. I do recommend to visit. It's just amazing. As many of my friends think, Northeast is dangerous because of the history. It is not dangerous actually. There are much more dangerous places in India than Northeast. Don't worry. I traveled solo for 3 months as a foreigner and I didn't have any problems here actually. So it's not as dangerous as some might think. People will not hunt your head or whatever they have might done in the past lives. Northeast is very special because of the diversity that it has here. There are so many different tribes. Actually, the concentration of the tribes in this area is one of the highest in the world. It has a raw beauty. The culture is very intense, it's still preserved. And then you can really experience everything from how a village is formed from a barren land, from sand. And then they build the whole village out of this through shaman and talking to spirits, and then exploring remote areas in very small valleys around the Himalayas where they are so remote, they talk different language, they look completely different, they dress differently, they have different religion, and it's just so rich in culture, and this culture is so reserved still. So I do really recommend if you want to experience rawness, if you want to experience thrill, if you want to try time travel, that's the place for you. For me, it was more than time traveling than just sightseeing. There are places with no network, as I was inspired for the name of my channel. And then you can really see how people still survive without no network. We're also used to our phones. We pass our time just by scrolling. We don't sleep really. We just scroll for 1 hour and then just go so quickly. But the moment there's no network, you cannot call your friends. There's no internet to scroll. You are forced to talk with your neighbors. You're forced to talk with your family or the people that you're with right now. Or you're just forced to sleep because there's no current also it's night. And it's very interesting to experience this, especially for someone like me who's coming from Europe, where actually there are very less places without network. Yes, and actually it's very beautiful. It's very nice. I will stay more of without network. Yeah. Northeast has a beautiful jungle. It has so rich biodiversity here. You can see one of the most endangered species, and you can see birds and animals that look like prehistorical times. It's very beautiful. For some of the states, you will need a special permit to go because it's either protected area or it's a conflict zone. So it's a border zone. So it's a little bit critical, the situation on the border, especially now in these critical times. For Nagaland, you will need a permit. When I applied for my permit online, and within 3 hours I got it. Nobody checked for it actually. I spent 2 weeks in Nagaland and nobody checked it. But it was depending on the season where I went. Yeah, just nobody checked me. Another permit you will need for Arunachal, where here I explained all of my frustrations. The actual price is 1800 rupees for foreigners, but you cannot apply unfortunately online. So you have to apply through agents, and they charge you between like around 5,000, but please do bargain with them. For the other states, so far for now, you don't need a permit. For Mizoram, you also need a PAP or protected area permit. And online, again, it does not work. That's why I got a little bit frustrated. So my permit got rejected. So I said, okay, I'll come another time when I have more energy to deal with all the bureaucracy. And for Sikkim, you also need a permit for special areas if you want to go trekking to some beautiful nature. Northeast is beautiful. If you spend some more time there, here you will experience local festivals. You will experience local culture. The food is amazing. It is known as that people eat non-veg or a lot of meat here. In some areas, people do eat frogs. They do eat insects. They do eat all kinds of fish. And in some areas, they eat dogs. But that doesn't make the people dangerous, and also that doesn't make it impossible for vegetarians. There's always rice and dal. There's some green vegetables which are very nice, and bamboo shoot is amazing. So you can have some variety also as a vegetarian as well. When it comes to drinks, you can try local alcohol. One of the most famous ones is the rice beer, which is called in different places different, from Apom to Ayo, Yu, or whatever names they have. Try different varieties. There's rice beer from white rice. There's rice beer for red rice, which is a little bit sweeter. Oh, and in every family, they welcome you with this, not only with the chai. Speaking about chai, Assam is one of the most popular states about tea production. And this is famous all over the world. It's one of the best teas, so do try a lot of tea. And the variety of tea that you have here is very nice, and it's just very tasty. Another interesting thing you can try as well alcohol is the kiwi wine. There is gooseberry wine, peach wine. They're very nice. They're very fresh. They're sweet, but also keep in mind that the alcohol percentage is also very high. One important thing about Northeast is that because it's a remote area and so a little bit, how they say, a little bit not that developed. There's no information online. That's why I'm doing actually this video, how you can manage. One of my main problems for the transport. How do I move from one place to another place? I always use public transport, and there was no information online. There's no apps that you can help you to book a ticket in the bus or in the train or the sumo, so you have to talk to people. And what I noticed is that in some countries in Europe or in the Western world, you don't have to really talk to people when you have to do something. Like, you can go to the supermarket, you can buy your groceries, you go to self-checkout, and you don't even talk to a person. You buy your bus ticket, train ticket online, and nobody checks you, you know? So, and here in Western countries, you can spend one day doing your job, doing so many activities without talking to anyone because of this digitalization and modernization. Technology is everywhere in our world now. However, in Northeast, that's not the case. There's no online information, and you're dependent on people. You're really dependent. If you want to know just where the bus goes, what time and where you should go, you have to talk to these 5 people. What I always did is that I talked to my people that accommodated me in the reception or homestay family. I always made them ask where does the bus or the sumo start from, or what time do they go, where do they go. And I always also made them buy me the ticket or reserve the spot for me, because most of the drivers, they don't speak English, and if you try to conversate with them on the phone, they will block you. This happened to me. This approach, when you have to speak to so many people, it's very error prone. That's for sure, but also it keeps the human connection besides you. You really feel like really connected because Northeast or the states are small in general, and then you always meet some kind of the same people, or the brothers and the cousins and the sister, and it's very well connected. So it's actually nice, and it's nice to experience this kind of rawness and how people help you. All of the drivers, they help me so much. I really appreciate them. I got to talk to bus company owners. They all helped me. All the and controlling person in the buses or the students, they were helping me. All of the drivers. It's amazing, and I was so effortlessly moved around. no matter if you didn't speak my language or not. And I was just like so amazed. It's one of the magical things that's happened in India. You just tell them what is your final destination and you just follow blindly and you get there for sure. Another thing which you have to be careful is when you talk to people. Some people, because of the language issues, they don't really make difference between PM and AM. So if they tell you there is a sumo at 6 p.m., this is not true. Actually, they mean 6 a.m. There's no sumos after lunch. Actually, all of the sumos go before lunch. So make sure you really understand and you really ask 3 to 4 people to confirm and double check the information that you have, or you have a very trustworthy source. Speaking about trustworthy sources, I like all of the people in Northeast. They're all very friendly, but I was amazed is all of the Assamese guys that helped me all the way. I couldn't make it without you guys. I'm so much thankful. And what I have noticed is that people from the other states in Northeast, they don't really travel to other states. For example, Meghalaya people didn't go to Arunachal, or Arunachal people didn't go to Nagaland. Nagaland don't go to Mizoram, you know. But Assamese people, because they're in kind of the middle, they travel everywhere, so they know everything, and they can really help you. Special thanks to all of my friends who helped me on the way: Ishan, Nick, Rohin, Nishan, Siddharth, and all other friends from Assam who supported me and guided me on the way. Without you guys, I couldn't have made it. It is possible to travel alone in the Northeast with the public transport without a guide. It's possible to explore everything on your own. My strategy was whenever I go to a homestay, I just ask for a local guide or the people from the homestay that they guide me. It's much more interesting because you are with local people. One disadvantage might be that these local people don't know everything about this place, like history and local kind of traditions, because they're not used to be guides, so they don't know how to guide you properly. But if you ask them enough number of questions, you get the information. My absolute favorite was Meghalaya because of the jungle, just amazing, crazy jungle. The noise of the cricket just goes into your brain. And during this time, there's really no network or influence. So you really are left only with this noise of the jungle and yourself. Food was very healthy and tasty, very simple but good. And people were very friendly and nice. And in Meghalaya, there's so many children around everywhere. They're coming to you, they play with you, they swim with you, they guide you. And one of my best experiences. Because this area is not that much populated with foreign tourists, people are very friendly to you and they will always try to give you the best experience. They will always try to show you around, make you taste different food, and make you also become part of their families. Overall, I was very happy with my Northeast experience. I do recommend it to all of my friends, foreigners and Indians. It's not dangerous, it's not too far away. Come here, people are very friendly. You'll experience different work, you time travel in the past, and actually you will learn from your like where you actually people come from. You learn from your origins, and you learn how people migrated. You learn a lot about the tribes. You learn about different house styles, cooking styles, and yeah, it's just amazing. So do come here, do visit. It's a nice experience, and yeah, I'm already missing Northeast, so I'll come back sure for sure. Yes, thank you so much for watching and stay tuned. Bye bye.